Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. We are starting on the floor today because I just finished filming a reading wrap-up and I realized that I have an entire afternoon with no plans anymore because I got everything that I need to accomplish done for the day, and I feel like crap. I feel like crap, I'm sick, I'm gross, so I'm like, you know what? We're going to just have a really cozy, chill afternoon to try to make myself feel better. And I decided to bring you guys along with me because why not? It is finally starting to feel like fall outside. It's like a nice crisp 70 degrees, but the sun still feels nice and warm. It's great. It's giving all the perfect vibes. So I figured why not do another edition of my fall diaries and go just have a good time. I have a couple things that I want to do today that hopefully will at least just kind of help me relax and feel a little bit less bleh. But we will see. So we're going to start with putting away all of the books from September that I read. All of my books, when I read them, live on this cart for the month, and then at the end of the month, obviously, I go through and sift through them and get rid of the ones that I know I'm not going to want to read again or didn't enjoy at all. So first up, so it'll be like a little unhaul. I have Summer Sisters, DNF'd that one. You Will Be Mine, I just didn't enjoy it and I'm not going to read it again. We have The Nature of Witches, super boring. We have Blessed Child by Ted Dekker, and then actually A Man Called Blessed. I didn't read this one because I DNF'd this one, but they're connected, which means that this one is now going because I'm not going to ever read it again. And then I think that's it for books that I'm going to be getting rid of for the month of September. So that's 5 books, which is actually kind of a sad amount of books. Like, I would have liked to enjoy more of my reads than that. So I have a little stack there, and once the stack gets annoying, I go to either little free libraries and donate them that way, or I go to a used bookstore that I can sell them to, and I get like just credits towards further shopping in the used bookstore, which is dangerous, but I enjoy it. So I think now that I have that all out, I guess I'm gonna have to go put them away on my shelves downstairs, which is going to be such a hassle because I'm running out of room again. So yeah, that'll be a good time. Having to organize and sift through all of that, but we're gonna take those downstairs and do that. I also have a like embosser, a book embosser that I put on like the front cover page of all the books that I'm keeping, and it says like belongs to the Library of Hamney. I will show you guys, but once I get through all of them and know that I'm actually keeping them, I do go through and stamp all of them except for like my special editions, because I don't want to ruin special editions by putting an embossing on it. But all my other ones I do. So we'll go do that really quick before I get into more of the activities for the day. Through this bookshelf and rearrange and maybe even do a little bit of an unhaul because I think there's some books on here that I probably am never going to reach for again, but today's not that day, and we're just going to ignore the fact that this shelf drives me nuts. It does not look that great. It does not look that great. This is just not the ultimate setup for how I want everything downstairs to be, so I'm not like trying to fuss over it too much, but then I don't know how long it's going to be till I achieve what I want. So that balance, I'm not great at that balance if I'm being honest, but the books are away, and we are also going away. That was a really bad segue. That was super cheesy. But I really want to get out of the house. Yesterday, I just kind of sat and rotted and tried to sleep and get rid of some of this cold and everything. But I need to get out and I need to do something. So we are going to go into the city, actually. I think I want to get some coffee because obviously, and a little bit of some kind of food, I think. And then go to actually a grand opening for a bookstore. It's a shop that actually has another location already on the outskirts of the city, and then they bought another shop like right downtown, and they're going to be focused more on used books. They're going to have some new books as well, but like a lot more used inventory, and I kind of just want to see what the vibe is. I'm not really going looking for anything specific, just want to go and see what it's about. And then we're also going to get our nails done because they're kind of growing out, for one thing. For two, the yellow, not really autumn, not really giving fall vibes anymore. And then for three, I actually have a wedding that I'm going to tomorrow, and this yellow is really going to clash with the color of my dress. So we need to go get that rectified before that just becomes a huge issue. It's not a huge issue, but it would be in my brain. So it needs fixed, and I love getting nails that kind of match the seasons. It just makes me happy, scratches an itch in my brain. So we're going to do that. And then we're also going to go to Target to get some ingredients for a pastry that I really want to make tonight. Yeah, anyway, I don't need to give you a whole itinerary. I can just tell you guys we're going. So we're going to go to the bookstore. Actually, scratch that. We're going to go get coffee first, and then we're going to go to the bookstore. So I will see you at some point during that process. So the coffee was secured. I just stopped at Starbucks. I typically try to go to like smaller cafes when I'm out and about, but I just honestly wasn't in the mood for something that I couldn't just do a drive-thru for. So Starbucks it was. Pumpkin spice latte. It is either this or the pumpkin iced chai. I forget what the exact wording is, but it's like the chai with their pumpkin cold foam. These two on rotation through fall. Like, absolutely love both of them. This was the one I decided on. So, I got this. And I got a blueberry muffin because their blueberry muffins are fantastic. And I was really hungry. I haven't eaten today. So I got those, and I'm now sitting outside the nail salon wondering what I should do for my nails and listening to Taylor's new album. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not like a massive Taylor girly. Like, I don't know all of her songs. I haven't listened to all of her albums, but for some reason I was really intrigued by this one and decided to give it a listen, and I'm actually enjoying most of the songs, so that's nice. I typically don't end up listening to music when I'm driving, and I was kind of feeling it today. It was kind of just given those vibes today. So anyway, I am very confused what I want to do with my nails. Like, part of me really likes this. I don't know if you can see it. It's like dark purple tones, and I love purple. So I really love that idea, but I don't know if purple's going to go with the color for my dress tomorrow, which is like a deep burnt orange color. So I don't think purple is the way to go for that. So I've been like looking at like other nude color, not nude colors, but like browns are like coppery colors, and I really like that one. So I might do some kind of copper color or like a brown, but I don't know if I want a design. This is why I don't like getting my nails done, because I never know what I want, and then like if they end up doing something that I don't want, I end up not feeling comfortable telling them that I don't like it. I just go, yeah, okay, and then I suffer through not liking it for like 4 to 6 weeks, because I just don't feel like, I just don't want to confront people. I just don't. I have to do it for work all the time, and in my personal life, I just don't enjoy doing it. Like, no. So, anyway, tangent you guys didn't ask for. I also really love this. It's like a matte color. I don't know if that's like a cherry brown or what it is, but I do really like that. The problem is the nude color for like the accent nails. I never know what nude color to ask for, and I never end up liking the ones that they pick, so we'll see what I end up going for. I probably won't film a ton in there because I don't like filming people that don't want to be filmed necessarily or know that they're being filmed, so we'll see what I end up getting in there, but I will update you guys once I'm done. I plan on reading on my Kindle while I sit in there. That's what I always do. I have like the Kindle app on my phone, so we're gonna do that. What book am I reading right now? Look at that. Sins of Silas, which is the second book to Lies of Lena. I randomly started that the other night, like in the middle of the night when I needed a Kindle read. not really on any of my lists, like the multiple different TBRs that I have going all at once, so probably a poor decision, but for some odd reason I was gravitating towards it, so that's what I went with. I'm enjoying it so far. Everybody really loves this series. It's nothing like standout so far. The first book was like a 3-4 star read. I'm hoping that this second book really sort of answers why everybody's obsessed with it. And if not, it is what it is, but like, I want to understand the hype and I want to experience the hype because I love being obsessed with a good book, so I feel like I'm missing out when everybody else is obsessed and I'm not. But that's another tangent, again, that we didn't need to get into. So I'm gonna go inside now and stop rambling, and I will see you guys when I'm done. So nails are done, and I don't think I like them. I don't know. It wasn't really what I was going for. I can never get this base color to be what I want it to be. Hopefully it'll grow on me. I don't know. But right now I'm not thrilled, but I changed things on her like 3 different times. Because I was gonna just get all color, and then I went, oh, can we do this with the French tip? And then she didn't. We had such a time trying to find a color that I thought I might like, and then she forgot about the French tip, and like by the end of it I was just like, I have spoken up more than I normally do, and I'm now done. So hopefully they grow on me. We will see. At least this color, I like this color. I just don't know if I like the accent nails. So the struggles of being a girl. A girl who is not like creatively inclined in this realm. So whenever they go, what color would you want? Like, what do you think is gonna look good? I'm like, I have no idea. I need you to tell me what's gonna look good and just do it. And that just doesn't seem to be how anything works. Like when I get my hair done, oh, what color do you want? What kind of cut do you want? Just tell me what's gonna look good on me, and like, please, can't somebody just do that? Because like, I don't know the answer. Anyway, I don't know if the bookstore's open yet. They had like a ribbon cutting at like 10:30, but then I looked on their Facebook page and it said something about their like opening party being like from 5 to 9. So I don't know if that means it was closed in between the ribbon cutting and that. So we might go do something else really quick. I only have like half an hour to kill, but I think I might do that just so that I'm not awkwardly there when it's not open. So I saw a roadside stand that I think I'm gonna hit up and check that out first, and then we'll go to the bookstore. Home. Thank goodness. When I don't feel good, I really just hit a point where I'm like, I can't socialize anymore. I just can't do this. Lincoln, do you really need to eat right now? Always. But as you saw, I did go to the bookstore. It was really much smaller than I thought it was going to be, but it was really cute. I couldn't get a very good overview shot of everything because there were so many people in there, which is fantastic for the shop. And obviously, like I said before, I don't like filming people that don't necessarily want to be in my films. So I didn't get a big overview shot. I did, however, get a book while I was there. And I know I said I didn't have anything specific in mind when I went in, but I saw that they had this book. I've been looking for this book for like the past 2 or 3 times that I've gone to the bookstore, and it's always been sold out. So when I saw it, I knew that I needed to grab it. Everybody says this is the epitome of fall, that it gives Gilmore Girls vibes, that it's set in 1997 in a small town in Vermont. Like, it just screams Gilmore Girls. Did I say Gossip Girls earlier? No, I think I said Gilmore Girls. We're gonna pretend that I did if I didn't. And I think it's about this woman who's taking over her mom's bed and breakfast in Cooper Run, Vermont, trying to heal from a divorce, and her next door neighbor, Cliff, is the small town golden boy and a hot baker. So like, it just sounds like it's gonna be cute, give Luke and Lorelai vibes, which I love. They're adorable. So I'm really hoping I'm gonna like this. Everybody's been obsessed over it, so I think I should. I did not expect it to be this big though. Like, it's almost 500 pages, which is, didn't expect that, but I'm really excited. So of course I had to pick that up. And then I did put all of my decorations outside. I thought that I had a hook for my hanging basket, but I do not, alas. So I'm gonna have to get one of those sometime this weekend and set that up, but otherwise I'm really happy with the way that my front porch looks now. It looks very autumnal, and I'm obsessed with it. There's just something so much fun about decorating your own place, and since it's new to me this year, it's been even more fun finding all of the new ways that I can decorate that I couldn't at my old house. Like, I lived in the city before. I didn't put anything outside because, quite frankly, I was worried that it was going to be either stolen or destroyed. And that was unfortunately the reality that I was living in the city. So now I can actually put stuff outside, and it makes me so happy. So I'm excited to be home though, and kind of just relax and not do anything. I was going to make cinnamon rolls. I had found like this recipe online for them, and they look like they'd be so good. But honestly, I did not want to go to Target or any grocery store to get anything on my way home. I was just done. And they also seem like they're going to take quite a while, and I just don't know if I have the energy for that tonight. So I might bake some brownies because those are much more low-key and easy to make. I mean, they're so easy. So I might do that because I really do want to bake something, but not anything like extreme. I'm still going to do the cinnamon rolls at some point, just not anytime today or this weekend. But plenty of fall left ahead of me to do that. So I don't know what I want to do now. I think I might, I don't really know. I think I'm going to read. Yeah, I'm going to read. And you might think that I would read this, but I do want to finish the book that I'm currently in the middle of. My physical book that I'm in the middle of, not my Kindle read, because like I said, I am in the middle of a Kindle read. I'm in the middle of a couple different books. I normally have a Kindle read, a physical read, and then an audiobook on the go all at once. And my physical read is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. I started it, Hi. I started it before September ended because it was on my September TBR, but I never actually finished it. So I think I have like 100 something pages left in that, and I would really like to finish it tonight because I really want to know how it's going. But I'm really enjoying that. I love R.F. Kuang's writing. It's incredible how much, obviously, guys, it's incredible how much thought that she's put into these, and obviously how much research and like just an insane amount of education that's gone into what she's writing. She is like, I was looking at her biography, and she has like a master's in a couple different things. She's going for her PhD. Like, she's an incredibly intelligent human being, and she manages to put so much in her books but still make them extremely accessible and easy to understand, and I'm loving that. And like, yeah, this one has a lot of philosophy in it and like classical literature that I've heard of but don't know a bunch of. Like, she references Plato and Dante's Inferno and the Iliad and a bunch of other different stories about people journeying into hell that Orpheus and like all of these names that I kind of know, but like I haven't necessarily read them or know a ton about them, but she's still giving enough details that I can understand and still be okay with reading the story without having to go like read the source text and everything. So I'm really enjoying it, and I think, yeah, I definitely want to sit and finish that out. So that's what we're gonna do for who knows how long. Till I'm tired of reading, I guess. Like I said, I really just wanted to make something today, and brownies are simple. Where's my brownie batter mix? Okay, now we're making brownies. Yeah, they're just so easy and so good. And I haven't actually had legitimate food today, really. So I should probably do that instead, but here we are, making brownies. my house is atrocious. I do apologize for that. I finished... Ow! I finished Catabasis and kind of fell down a rabbit hole, listening to some interviews, reading some interviews that R.F. Kuang has done about this book, kind of just to try to hone in some of my thoughts about it and where I was at with everything, and sort of see if, like, the way that I was interpreting things was the way that the story was sort of meant to be interpreted. And I don't typically like to do that because I'm like, it kind of implies a lack of trust on my own critical thinking and close reading abilities if I'm going, is this actually what they meant me to be taking this as? And then it also kind of limits the book itself and the writer's capabilities of telling a story that can mean more than one thing to different people. And I don't like that doing that either. The reason I did is because, like, there's been so many conflicting statements from people about how this is just too info dumpy and it's just too much of her trying to make herself seem smart by putting all of these different references to old philosophers and classical literature and paradoxes and logical conundrums and everything like that, and that nothing really happens. So when I took a lot out of it and was like, there's a lot more to it than just that, I was like, am I placing something here that's not meant to be here? Am I misunderstanding sort of where this is going? Because there are two kind of different sides to this story, where you have the sort of, not lesson, but the critique that it is trying to show, and then the side that has all of the references to, like I said, philosophy and old paradoxes and classical literature that sort of make up the world and the magic system within the book. And I can see why to some people those two things would be very disjointed, almost. Because when you're reading it and you start to understand Alice and why her need to go to hell to rescue her mentor was so great, like why that exists, it's more than just, I want to pass as my dissertation. I need him to pass my dissertation. Because, like, you look at that premise and you're like, really? Like, get a grip. You don't need to go to hell. So, like, it's gonna be fine. Things are gonna work out. And through the course of this story and her memories and learning about her as a person, you realize that there's just so much more to unpack with that, and really just the, again, critique that this gives on academia and the way that continuing education in the longer that you're in education, the way that it can really sort of start grinding a person down and changing the way that they rationally think about things and their sort of just their lifestyle, what they think is important, the way that they view themselves in relation to their academics, and what comes first, the mind or the body, and their academics or their personal, like I said, bodily health is part of that. And there's just so much to unpack around Alice's character, and again, the way that she views herself in relation to academics, in relation to success, and how instrumental what she's doing is in order to be a successful person, and how her life really wouldn't have meaning without that. So you're looking at all of that, and then you have the magic system at play that is very much rooted in, like I said, paradoxes, and those paradoxes take the form of different symbols that they draw with magical chalk. And the whole idea behind it is that magic takes little bits of life, like these paradoxes, and sort of twists the truth about life and finds little lies about it. And that's how, like, different magical things can work. And it's really hard for me to explain it because, quite frankly, it's hard for me to understand. Like, I can grasp the concept and I understand the concept, but trying to verbalize it is difficult for me. But that's sort of like what the magic system is. And then of course, going into hell, you start looking at all these different philosophers and their journeys through hell, literally or just metaphorically. And the way that that sort of ties into Alice's attempts through hell. So they can seem disjointed. But I think that people are kind of missing the connections that are supposed to be made between this magic system and the way that Alice's character is represented and the critique that she offers throughout the book. Because, like I said, and I feel like I'm repeating things, the magic system is built pretty much on lies. Like, it's coming up with those little paradoxes in the world and making you believe that what's actually reality isn't possible, and then, like, the magic works. And that's so deeply rooted in how Alice is and all of the lies that she tells herself and the sort of delusions that she lives within to function on a daily basis. Like, Alice kind of lives literally in a paradox where things apply to other people, but they don't apply to her, and everybody else needs to eat and drink and sleep to function. I don't need those things. I'm above those things. And true educational people, true scholars are above those things. And yes, like, feminism is important to some women, but I'm above that. Like, they're doing too much. This is sexism in education. That doesn't apply to me. Like, she really is living in this lie, and you start to see that the way that that interacts with her and her mentality, and then the ultimate way that that can kind of like either work or unravel in her life. And yeah, I think people are missing the connections there, and I don't know if it's because they don't want to do the deep reading, the close reading that's required to understand it, which is kind of sad because it really, truthfully, it doesn't require that much like overly close reading. It doesn't require, like I said, a knowledge of the source texts to understand what's going on. R.F. Kuang does a fantastic job of making you feel like you can understand things without knowing everything that she's referencing. And I think that people are missing that point. I almost feel like some people are reading it and going, like, they're kind of being jealous that she is an intelligent person and that she can write in such an articulate, well thought out manner and reference all of these old texts that aren't necessarily studied anymore, and they're not happy about it. I don't know. That's probably very reductive of me to assume that this boils down to jealousy, but I just don't quite understand where this is coming from, where they're like, she's just trying to show off. I truly don't think that she's trying to show off. I think that all of the different parts of this story really connect together. So anyway, I just completely went on a tangent. I know that. Like I said, I had gone down a rabbit hole, sort of listening to her interviews and trying to make sure that I wasn't completely missing what I thought the point was, just because of those very contrary opinions about the writing. And I was like, okay, am I getting something out of this that I'm not supposed to? Am I misunderstanding what she was trying to say for this one? Because it's very obviously a book that's trying to say something. So that's what I did, because I did really want to know. That being said, I can see why for some people it's boring, maybe, because it really is a character study in Alice. And yeah, you have like the higher stakes of we're going to hell and we're trying to bring back our professor and journeying through hell and the different trials that comes with. But the trials themselves don't take the shape of anything, for the most part, of anything like super intense, have you on the edge of your seat. They are very introspective trials that make them think and make them learn more about themselves and start to unravel different parts of their identity and memories and the way that they view the world. And I'm saying they because it's Alice and Peter. I've just primarily been talking about Alice. So I can understand why, as a character study, some people might not enjoy it because they want more action, more intense moments, and it's not that per se. So I really enjoyed it, needless to say, since I've now been rambling about it for probably much longer than you guys wanted me to, so I do apologize about that. I do think that I'm probably going to be done reading tonight. I really want to just kind of sit with this book and think about it more and just take it in, because I feel like I don't do a great job of that anymore. I feel like I have so many books that I want to get through and videos that I want to put out, so like I'm not taking the time to really ingest the books that have all of this depth to them and things to say, and just sitting with it and enjoying that type of book. Like, I love books that are cute, fluffy, make you feel good books. Like, I just bought one today that does that, but I do also appreciate books like this that you can look at and go, you know what, I feel like a couple years, maybe more than a couple years, but years down the line, this could be viewed as maybe like one of those texts that people reference and like a modern day classic. And I want to be able to enjoy those. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to enjoy that and not jump into a new book. That being said, I'm probably going to jump into a movie or a TV show. I'm kind of feeling the urge for like a good fall movie, and I've recently seen Practical Magic pop up a couple different times, people reference, and I know it's an older one, but I've never seen it, and I've heard it's really good for the fall time, so I think I might try to find that somewhere and watch that and kind of just unwind for the rest of the night and sort of see where the night goes. But yeah, that is it. I apologize for the rant about Catabasis. Let me know, like, if you guys have read it, what your thoughts are, if you think I'm completely off base, because I'd be very curious. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna start the movie and kind of just relax for the night, because I'm starting to get a little sniffly again and my throat kind of hurts. So I am in the mood to relax.
She can't go find a guy, go through her. Hello. Yeah. Lips pursed, timid wind over tongue in motion, teeth on edge. Listen, I know you're in something. Right? Always throw spilled salt over your left shoulder. Keep rosemary by your garden gate. Plant lavender for luck. And fall in love whenever you can.